Okay, Rimmo, could you read me a bedtime story? I couldn't make it any more creepier if
It's
I could try.
4 p.m. but I'll tell you a story. So this is from Reddit, from Am I the Asshole? And the title says, Am I the asshole for having sex with my girlfriend with used sex toys? So, this is a...
Ooh, this is a big one for a first episode.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I like sex. It's the first sentence of the story.
It's a strong opening.
I've amassed a small bundle of fun sex toys to have sex with. All of them were bought during my previous relationship, and all were used at one point or another with my former girlfriend. After the third or fourth time I had sex with my current girlfriend, I busted out my fuck box, which... my fuck box, which contained my sex toys. We've been having fun with them for a couple of weeks now. We were browsing an online sex store earlier, and she noticed one of my toys had a newer model. I said, yeah, that makes sense. The one I had was purchased a couple of years ago. She asked, so it's been just sitting around ever since? Of course I'm like, no. I was in a relationship, so we used it. Who buys sex toys just to sit around?
Whoa, I can see where this is going.
Yep.
And to be fair, look, I have quite a lot of sex toys that have never been used. Am I an exception, do you think?
It's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. Surprised you have like 20? Like, I had one, like, ever that I owned when I was like 18, and I committed suicide.
It just committed seppuku.
Yeah, no, I committed suicide. I was like, girl, I'm done. I can't with it. So, story continues. Her face soured immediately. I used a fucking sex toy on her that I also used with another girl. Do you know how disgusting that is? Do you know how disrespectful that is? My honest answer to both questions was no. I mean, I bought them. Of course I'm going to use them. I have also went above and beyond the cleaning recommendations by the factory. If they have been sitting for a while, they are completely re-cleaned again. They're completely safe. She disagrees. How dare I use something on her that I used on another woman? Sorry for being graphic, but my response was, I've used my dick on 20 other women, half of which I don't even remember their names.
Wow. What kind of defense is that?
I don't know. The toys are way cleaner than me, but you're not complaining about that. She says that's different. How am I the asshole here? Okay, you go ahead.
Right, that's quite a lot to unpack here. Let's start at the end. First of all, claiming that using a second-hand sex toy on someone because you screwed a lot of people whose names you don't even remember is not a defense. That's not going to stand up in court, is it?
What courts do?
Sex court.
Sex court.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sex magistrate.
The sex judge. Okay. That's like weird, because it's like, yeah, okay, you've used her dick on 20 other women, but like, it's not like you can chop that thing off and grow a new one every time you have a new partner. It's not a defense, bro. I'm sorry. It's
I'm guessing as well, if this guy has a fuck box, I'm guessing his dick is not very clean.
I don't think it's like a hygiene thing at this point, like, at all. I think it's just the matter of respect and having that experience with your significant other, be like unique, just the two of you, doing stuff, as you say.
Can you be more specific?
Having sex too, that's what I mean.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, it's a matter of just decency and respect for your partner. When you're having sex with your significant other who you're in a serious committed relationship with, using something that you used with your ex, and I mean, if she was fine with it, if they had a conversation prior to having sex, I would not see an issue. But the fact that he did not mention it to her and just assumed it was okay is disrespectful. I would be super upset, and I would honestly probably break up with him
over that.
If everything else was okay, maybe not, but like, I'd probably have a serious conversation. I'd listen, and I'm like, this is like, you should have mentioned this to me, because I don't feel comfortable.
Okay, yeah, I have a couple of follow-up points, because I think you're absolutely right. So I have 3 questions for you. 1, would you ever use my toothbrush?
Oh my god, if you really didn't have another one, I might.
Why is it different?
But it's because it's like when I use a toothbrush that you've used and your ex-girlfriend has also used. No.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, that's where I stand.
Okay. The second question. Why didn't he throw them out?
Like, they're expensive.
Yeah, but what was he keeping them for?
I don't know, for the next partner.
He must have been. Do you think that he was just so naive that he didn't even consider that it would be an issue, or did he not care?
I just think he was naive, because I've met guys like this. And I've been this girl. Well, the guy didn't have a fuck box. He kind of had a fuck box, but it was like a mini fuck box with like 3 things in it.
This story's getting out of hand.
Oh my god. Is it okay if I share?
Yes, of course.
It's not going to make you feel weird. So I have done sex in the past.
I'm telling your dad.
Don't tell my dad. So the guy, we're still on like okay-ish terms. Like, we're not on bad terms or anything. But it was not the only reason we, stopped seeing each other. But it was like one of the reasons. And it was, he had his own little fuck box with lube and like 3 things in there. And I was like, oh, and he's like, you want to use this one next time we have sex? And I'm like, you know what? I haven't done that one before. Let's try it out. We try it out. After we do it and, everything's like cleaned up and we kind of cuddle there for a moment. He's like, did you like it? And I'm like, yeah, it was fine. And he's like, oh, my ex-girlfriend never liked it when I used that on her. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not going to say what kind of toy it was, but like it goes inside. And he was like, oh, I've used it on her, and I used it on myself to try it out.
Wow.
and I'm like, so this thing has been inside of 3 people, and I feel disgusting. And I was just like, I didn't have the balls to like confront him. I'm just like laying there. I'm like, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck my life.
I really respect your decision to save that up and use it on a podcast instead of telling him right there and then. Now we're just going to put it on the internet. Yeah.
If you're listening to this, hello.
Clean your sex toys, throw them out, get some new ones.
And please stop like sending me random DMs at 2 a.m. That's kind of weird too.
Okay, so I had 3 questions. The third one is this: what if this isn't the case here, but just like speculatively? What if every time this guy used a sex toy, he put a condom on it, and then threw the condom away? Does that keep the sex toy a virgin? Is it still pure? It's the virgin girl. And then could you then use it across different partners? So for example, let me put this in context. You've gone to Lalo or something and you've paid $200 for a G-spot vibe for a girlfriend. And you think that's an investment in your relationship, and you've used a condom with it every time you've used it, and then the relationship breaks down. Is it then okay to use that same sex toy with somebody else?
So if it had a condom on it?
Yeah.
Personally, I would not feel comfortable with it. It's not because of the like skin contact or whatever you have on the sex toy. It's more of like it's almost like an emotional thing for me, because it's like I want the sex between us like be special, just the 2 of us. And because you will have those memories attached to that sex toy, like, oh yeah, I did this with my ex-girlfriend with this, and then we did that thing with that, and then that went into her butt and whatever. I don't know, girl. I don't know what you're into, but it's that there's some sort of a lingering like memory of having used that in the past with another partner that just kind of makes me feel a bit uneasy, and that's why I would prefer, and not just prefer, I would only really feel comfortable using sex toys that have not been used in the past, no matter how clean they are. But I guess I'm also kind of different because I'm very sensitive to this type of stuff. Even some like, it's like gonna be really weird to say this, but even some of the like bras and like underwear and even like t-shirts that I own, I remember like a weird moment wearing them with an ex, and then when I wear them like around you, I feel like, oh, this is so strange, like, should I do this? And it's so weird, and I know it doesn't make any sense because they're like literally my clothes. What am I gonna like that's weird, but I do have that like sort of in the back of my mind with a couple of pieces of clothing. That's really weird. I don't think I've ever told you this. I'm sorry.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. So sex toys, but that's like more intimate because that stuff goes on your private parts.
Which bits of clothing are they, so I can burn them?
And this guy, the condom comment from you, like, I'm sorry, he's not smart enough to think of that. He sounds like a dumbass.
Yeah.
He sounds like a fucking dumbass. And I bet, like, I don't think it mentions the, it doesn't mention the ages of these people, but I would assume, like, early 20s. Like, I would think they're pretty young. Mm-hmm. So maybe he'll, grow and learn.
Still learning, I suppose.
Yeah, and in the post, it was also, the judgment was that he is, in fact, the asshole.
I agree completely. I don't think he's a malicious asshole. I think he's just kind of a bit of an idiot for doing that. But what's really coming through here? First of all, don't share sex toys across partners. Do keep them clean. If a relationship has ended, throw them out. What are you holding them on for? Like, are they sentimental? You have sentimental sex toys? Mementos?
Someone might.
God, I've got such fond memories of this butt plug.
I mean, someone might. Someone might. So it's,
I suppose. It depends also what they are. Like, for example, if it's like a collar or something like that, that has significance. Or if it's like a foxtail butt plug kind of thing, or something like that, that's unique to that relationship. And I understand why you might want to hold on to it, but don't.